to the Danna-Gift show. I am your host, Danna-Gift, and this is my guest, Boomer Mueller.
Mueller.
Yeah, okay, so it's not like Mueller.
No, it's like Ferris Bueller, but with an M.
That makes way more sense. I thought it was like French.
Yeah, well,
totally kidding.
Close.
He lives in Texas, but I thought it was French.
I have the Boomer Mueller here with me in my household, and he is the co-owner of GR8FL Solar, and he specializes fuck me, dude. I fucked up my own intro. Okay. Alright guys, basically he's an amazing fucking guy.
Let's go.
He is the co-owner and Chief Creative of GR8FL Solar, and he specializes in branding and voice of growing a multi-million-dollar operation. So go ahead, Boomer, give him that hello deep voice.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is my deep voice.
That's the voice that created the multi-million-dollar company.
Yes.
That's not what I meant by the voice of the company, but he did help create the vision and the right message for GR8FL Solar. And just in the last 9 months, they did 21 mil, and that itself has brought a lot of growth, which I'm super excited to dive into as well. Not only that, but he is a mind, body, and spirit healer through the practice of Somatic Breathwork. And the reason why I needed him on my podcast is because through all of this, he's been living the van life. And for how long have you been living this van life?
So I did it for just over a year.
Okay.
But no longer now. I'm like transitioning out of it.
Oh.
But it's and we can dive into that 100%.
Yes.
But yeah, it was a year, and man, I've got stories. And all of it.
That's what we want to dive into. It does take a certain mindset and some adjustments in order to live this life, and that's what I want to dive into. So if you've ever considered living the traveling mogul life like Boomer here has, or if you're already in it and needing someone to relate to, you're going to want to listen to this podcast. And then I also want to introduce his new girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, new girlfriend.
Wow.
This is extra official with the recording. Like now
It's
it lives
official
forever.
now.
Fuck you, Facebook.
Yeah.
This is official.
Samantha Harper here. She's an executive coach and sound healer, which makes sense. You guys are like match made in heaven. Yeah. With an extensive background in psychology and is a beautiful walking ball of frequency. This is Boomer's choice of words.
Oh my God.
She is soon to be a household name in the mind, body, spirit, and wellness space, and a complete dime piece. Again,
wow.
Boomer's words. But I also agree. She hosts a lot of sound healing events, and I just knew I liked her when you showed up at the annual camping trip with that. But was it a bell?
It's a sound bowl. It's a Tibetan sound bowl.
Oh, okay, Tibetan sound bowl. Yeah, basically we took some substances and she did that around me and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I think I feel so much better than I did, even though I felt pretty amazing already. I was like, I didn't even realize I was hurting.
Right, it's magic.
It is magic. If you don't know what sound healing is, it's supposed to slow down your brainwaves a little bit so you can relax? Or
Yeah, it helps drop you into a theta wave state, which is that sleepy space between the subconscious and conscious mind where you can let go of the consciousness and allow the body to really be the navigation system for you.
Dang. Mm-hmm. That's freaking... I haven't explored that yet, but it's definitely something that I want.
Oh, we're going to go there.
I introduced them both because they're both going to be... And this is Dylan. I don't know if you guys know.
Dylan.
Saw it, dude.
Yeah, Dylan's here too. They're going to join in on the... We're going to call it the altered state version of this podcast. I think that's what feels good for us.
Ooh,
we were trying to figure out what
big
we wanted.
fan of that.
Yeah,
I like it.
So the altered state version is basically where we have something that helps us achieve an altered state. I guess we'll consider it that. And to initiate that, because what we're doing is going to require some time to kick in, we're going to take this as a peace breaking or something? Should we do a ritual?
Yeah,
a ceremony.
Ceremony.
A ceremony
Yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
let you guys offer it.
Don't they do this in church with bread?
Yes.
This is church here.
This is church.
Thank you.
100%. Yeah.
you.
Intentions of flow.
And fun.
Flow and fun.
Flow and fun. F and F. Fuck yeah.
Cheers.
Let's fucking go.
Cheers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's tasty.
That's good, right?
I'm curious what this is going to result in.
we better hurry up and get the serious stuff out of the way.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah. All right. Now we can dive in
The
deep.
Danna-Gift.
Yes. I'm super excited. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
Your schedule's super, super busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously running around a lot, but grateful.
Literally running around.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a
physically,
vehicle.
mentally.
I just I ran here. I was sweaty when I showed up. But.
Yeah. Did you take your van here? Or
No, I actually have a Toyota Tacoma.
I love a Tacoma.
Yeah, they're great. I found this one. It's actually a wild story how it all happened, but I don't know, like that might bore your listeners, and we can
Absolutely
dive
not.
into.
Everything you say is interesting.
Oh, thanks for the ego stroke right out of the gate. I love it.
It makes for a better podcast.
100%. Yeah, short story on that. Like I'm actually transitioning out of van life, which I know that we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
And I actually like wasn't going to be able to like get the truck because I thought in the order of operations I had to sell the van in order to get the truck so that it like made logical sense. And when I was looking at the truck, the guy who I was buying it from, he said, yeah, 3 people tried to buy the vehicle and then they couldn't, or they bowed out, or whatever the case. And after I signed the title, he looked at his phone and he was like, huh. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, I just got a cash offer for the truck. And I just purchased crazy.
Talk
And they were
about
like,
science.
yeah, it wasn't like the truck was off of Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, fuck, it's gone, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had a girl who was literally about to buy the van, and she came out, she flew out from California, and literally I'm showing the van, and I was like, oh, I need to like do this. I was like, and this is how like you reset the electric system. And when I went to hit the switch to reset it, it was hooked up wrong, I guess, and it couldn't send feedback through the back, like through the line, and it actually blew my system right in front of her.
Oh,
and it like smoked and everything, and I was like, well, not selling the van today.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told this dude I was gonna come look at the truck this weekend. Jeez. Didn't happen. Then he pulled it off Facebook Marketplace. I texted him, I was like, hey, do you still have the truck one time? And like, you know, I had like a series of events happen to where I was able to go see the truck, and I went, I grabbed it.
And
I snatched it. Yeah.
And you're still in the process of selling your van, though.
Correct. And
it's trendy right now too. I think like living the van life or just being able to travel.
Oh hell yeah! And with all the crazy wild shit that's happening in the world, people want to like get out, do things, and I don't think a recession is even going to matter. Like when. So yeah, that's the truck / minivan story. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I just want to like, you know, share a couple of words of honor and just say I really admire what you're doing. I think it's cool. I see you on social media. You're consistent and you have fun with it. I can tell. And I know that it's not always like fun because like there's the creative burden of like needing to like put out material and stuff like that, and you know, connect with your subscribers, your audience and whatnot. But I see you and I know that like your energy is just contagious.
Aww.
And it's gonna have the same about you. Yeah, it's great. And so I just want to say that I love what you're doing. I fully support it. I fully support you and Dylan, and I just love this. Don't cry right now.
I know. I'm also like a little twitchy. I don't know why. I feel
twitchy?
like my face is twitchy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Do you
I'm
want me
just
to
like
tell you if you're twitching?
excited. Yeah. Let me know. Be like, you're twitching. Calm down.
You gotta stop that.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with your eye?
Yeah, it's my lashes. Okay, so let's get into some more of the deeper questions because I want to know what led you into traveling. Like, why did you start? Was it for work?
So I have this thing where I'll think about something and then I'll wait 4 fucking years to do it.
Ah, wow. So you're like slow on it. That's actually good in some ways, I think.
Yeah. So like
I'm impulsive.
I had a yeah, exactly. I had a trip to Thailand that I went on, and it was a 30-day trip. And my buddy and I, like when we were like 18, we're like, oh, we got the Tim Ferriss book, you know, 4-hour work week, and we're like, this is mind blowing.
Yeah.
And then what happened was we're like, let's go to Thailand, and then we just talked about it for like 4 years. And then one day, like we were on the phone, and I was like, dude, we just gotta fucking do this. and I can say fuck as many times as I want.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, this is explicit content.
Say it, though.
Yeah.
I want you to.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got permission.
I honestly cuss a lot. So.
Yeah,
I think it makes more people authentic. It's more authentic.
100%.
You stub your toe, you're going to say fuck. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That was painful.
Yeah. No, I'm cussing out, like, I'm taking the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
Like, yes. So when it came to the van thing, like, it was something that kind of like the Thailand, like, we all have patterns in our lives.
Yeah.
And if we're very careful and conscious, like, we can be, like, you can pick up on these patterns and really see how they begin to play in your life. And I knew that I was approaching this pattern of this, like, resistance because I saw the van life. I knew I wanted to, like, travel and go and, like, do flowboarding or snowboarding and be with my friends and learn new skills and do all this stuff. And I just, like, I put it off because, like, I didn't think I was worthy or capable of doing something like that. And it just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I have to have money to build this thing out. I was dead broke, like, all the things.
Oh, so you built your van out.
Yeah.
You did it all yourself.
Yeah. So
Holy
I
shit.
did a healthy portion of it, but because I built it during COVID, what happened was I was unwilling to mess with any of the lumber myself because lumber was so expensive.
Oh, very difficult to come by.
It was crazy. It was literally crazy. And so I was like, I literally can't afford to make a mistake on this. So I had the carpentry done professionally. Okay. Also, when you're driving and stuff too, you don't want things to get loose, and I don't want to be responsible for that. Yeah. So I was like, let's have a professional do the carpentry. Let's have a professional do the electric, and then we just had a bunch of drunk rednecks do the plumbing. So that was fun.
You're the best.
Yeah, exactly. If you have a drunk redneck in your life, like,
keep them.
Yeah, keep them. 100%.
It's gonna come in handy.
Yeah, I think the question was like,
why did you start?
Yeah, why did I start? It was a desire. It was like to be with the friends, to learn the skills, to do all of that. And then I knew it was going to be a challenge that I had never, like, experienced before. It's just like leaning into the unknown. So there's something about the unknown that is, like, really alluring to me.
Absolutely.
It draws me in. It's both scary and exciting at the same time.
It's exhilarating.
Yeah, and then when you step in, like, if it's love or if it's, a new project or whatever the case, a business, you don't have all the answers. Yeah. And there's something magical about that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I saw it. I saw the videos. I thought they were all corny with the little plucking of the guitar in the beginning. And they're like, "Here, my name is Teresa, and this is my dog, Tuk Tuk." And he's
Tuk Tuk.
Yeah, and so, like, it's like, Teresa, why is your dog named Tuk Tuk? But I literally, like, watch people just, like, they're like, yeah, less comfort, more freedom. And I'm like, this would be great. And during COVID, I was like, this is the time. This is the time because everyone's freaking out, and I'm a rebel by nature. And so when everyone's doing one thing, I generally do a different thing because that helped. I just know that's my, like, soul signature. It's how I stand out. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's kind of how,
you started.
I started.
Were you, like, in any way, shape, or form running away when you started traveling? Because I feel like some people get the travel bug because they're trying to either run away from something that was happening at home, or they just get fed up with something. Were you at all running away, or was it just strictly explorative?
Yeah, I don't feel that I was running away. When I went to Thailand, that was when I was, like, I was 20. And I got confronted by my mentor, and he's like, "What are you running away from?" And he didn't say, "Are you running away from anything?" He's like,
he said, like a matter of fact?
Yeah. It was like, it was a very, like, candid, like, what are you running away from? And I was like, I'm not running away from anything. I just want to go have a new experience. Yeah, I don't think I was running away from anything. I just knew that, like, this was, like, a calling, and the stars aligned for this moment. And it was like, if it wasn't now, it would be never. And I was unwilling to live with that regret.
Oh yeah, a regret is often when people feel like they missed out on an opportunity, is often what they say, like the last thing on their deathbed.
Yeah.
They're just like, I wish I would have taken that opportunity. I wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of playing in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And you said you've been only traveling for a year and some months?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How has that been for you? Was it challenging?
Yeah, man. What do you want to know? Holy shit. Let me tell you, like, you get on the road.
Yeah.
And everything, like, all of your insecurities, your limiting beliefs, they come out to play. Because you're on... it's just you. It's just you. Now, if it's like you and Dylan and you guys are going and doing the thing, it'd be a little bit different because you have each other.
Right.
But like for me, like I was single, literally me and my dog Bosco.
Yeah,
and so
Bosco.
I love Bosco.
You guys I gotta put up a picture. This is Bosco.
Yeah, Bosco, little Bosquito.
Edit him in here.
I just came up with a new nickname for him. I call him Ayahuasco.
Ayahuasco.
Like ayahuasca, but Ayahuasco.
Aww.
And because he's a little medicine healer,
He
is,
like
he's good.
Bosco's a little human.
Dude, a little human.
He was just reborn or like placed into this dog body.
Yeah.
He's probably like wondering when you're gonna release him.
He's literally a guy. I think he's next up to be a human, 100%. And he watches me so intently, and he connects with people and in breathwork sessions and all of that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, the van life, like it taught me a lot over the course of the year, and man, I had like so much self-inquiry during that time.
Because you're just alone with
and you're driving and you're in motion, and it's like you can only listen to so many podcasts, so many so much music, and all of that.
And eventually you want the silence, but then the silence could be terrifying.
Haunting.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Would you say that like the beginning of your van life was the most troublesome, or would you say that was more of like the I'm just experiencing kind of like woo woo rah rah kind of feeling?
Yeah, woo woo rah rah. This is the most woo woo rah rah portion of the excursion. It was, there was definitely like honeymoon phase, but then there's also like a little bit of, not scarcity, but just like something could go wrong, and I am inevitably going to have to face challenge. Which is good, and it like the van's taught me so much about life. Like if you want to learn about if you want to learn about you, okay, here's what you do.
You gotta do.
You can do the van life. You can start a business. Those are my two. Those are my two things. Like if you want a spiritual awakening, probably enter a relationship as well. I don't know why I said relationship like that.
Relationship.
A relationship. Yeah. So those are three: van, business, relationship. Like that will take you on a fucking spiritual roller coaster.
I know Dylan and I are talking about next year doing more of like a travel life together. Yeah. So it's gonna present its own thing of challenges, I'm sure. Yeah. Which is also why I'm like more invested in what you're saying, because I'm like, if I want to explore this, I need to know what I'm getting into. Yeah. What was your darkest times? I went
straight into that. Oh, my darkest times, man. That's tough because you can begin to ask questions about yourself, like your own inquire on your character, and you're just like poking holes in your character. And whether it's like you meet somebody on the road and you have limiting beliefs on, if this person's gonna like date, like you can't, how is this person going to see me? Like you're wondering what other people are thinking. Oh yeah. And at the same time, like that was the healthiest thing for me to like get a giant grasp on no fucks given, because I'm like, dude, I'm literally like, I chose to do this. Why the fuck would I give any like an energy towards somebody who's like, oh, you're like homeless for a living or whatever the case.
By choice.
I'm I'm homeless by choice. Yeah, our buddy Landon said he's like chosen homelessness, and I was like, at least you get that. I'm
humbling, though, I'm sure.
Let me tell you the darkest moment while I have it on the top.
Yeah.
I went to Hawaii with my friends, and I come back and I just like we just spent a bunch of money in Hawaii. I anticipated that. We're not like making super bank with our company. It's just not yet. It's not that. Finances aren't awesome. Yeah. And I come back and we have this great time, beautiful, like highest of all highs in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then we come back, and I'm so excited. I'm like, I can't wait to just get in my bed, and I'm just so excited. And I had been at my friend's like apartment just like for probably like 2-ish months now. Never had any problems with like anything around the area. And I come back and I open the door of my Uber, and I fucking like put my bags down, and I look where my van was, and it wasn't.
Somebody took it.
My van was towed.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I didn't even think about that as
Yeah.
being like something that could happen.
Yeah. So my van got towed, and I literally was like, dude, all I wanted was to just get in my fucking bed and like go to sleep, and I was exhausted. It was 11:30 at night.
Oh, my God.
And I literally I slept on my friend's couch for I got it back the next day or the day after. But I was also like, just
how did you even find it? Because it's not like they can leave a number.
Yeah, well, they have like a sign in the complex, and they're like, you know, towed at owner's expense or whatever. And they gave me like this green sticker on it, which they put this sticker on it, and you try to peel it off, and you fucking can't.
Yeah.
And it sticks, and it keeps peeling, and it leaves the white residue on it.
Yeah.
It's the most sinister piece of shit thing that any human could do. And they put it right over my door handle, and like on the key thing too. It was like so annoying, and I was like trying to peel it off. It was stupid.
Why did they do that? That's definitely intentional.
Hey,
it's intentional.
Hey, if you're a tow guy or gal, you're an asshole. You
know what? We should start a towing company that has nice stickers.
Yeah, it's like it peels right off.
Easy to peel off.
Here's the thing, like, those companies are so bad, and I was literally like in this state of just like rage, and also needing to like process it and cool myself down when I called them, because I was like, I don't know how long this has been gone. I think that I can just go and pay like $300 and like get it out, or whatever the case. Still robbery. It's like legal theft.
Yeah.
And
it's her fucking house.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and I had a permit for the thing, but it was like maybe it was like too far down in the window or whatever the case. Stupid.
Oh, they didn't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I was so mad and like just at myself that I didn't even just take it and like park it on the street where guaranteed wouldn't have that risk. And you know, I went to go get the van, and they were like, hey, it's going to be $700. Because we had the holding fee and all of this stuff, and I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I don't have this money. I don't know when this money is gonna come. It's literally gonna like, I'm gonna have to figure some shit out.
Fuck. What did you do?
Yeah, so I paid the thing, and I just had to really trust that it was all gonna work. And I felt so bad when I was there. I was giving the dude, I was just like, dude, you guys are fucking thieves, and this and this. And like, I don't know how you even get into this job, like having people just pissed off and angry at you all day. That can't feel good, man. No. And he was like, I didn't choose this life, like what? And then I felt bad.
Like, damn it.
Yeah. Then I was also like, fuck you for charging me $70 a day to keep it here, like.
Goodness.
But also, and then I felt bad, and I just let that go. But that was a dark moment for me.
Did that make you question? Like, did you consider like not doing the van life anymore?
No, I was just annoyed, and I was, if anything, it made me hyper vigilant for everything. The first day I got the van, this is a dark moment during van. This is just like happening. This like I didn't have any real like dark night of the soul moments during this year, because I was more just trying to figure out me and craft for the life that I wanted. And you know, and it's funny because I did a lot of work and actually attracted Sam. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the first day I legit my van, almost brand new, 5,000 miles, so certified pre-owned, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm driving. It has nothing in it. I'm heading on the way home. I'm gonna stop at the mall and get like a couple of things before I go on like this trip or whatever.
Yeah.
And I pull into the parking garage and I could make the clearance. And I was like, am I gonna make it? Got it. I made it. Cool. I can find a parking spot.
Yeah.
And then like couldn't find a parking spot in the first part of the section, and there like the exit was immediately in that same like on that first floor.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well I guess I gotta go up to the second floor. And when I went up to the second floor, I turned around the corner and I just
Oh, the top.
The top, it was down more than it was when I entered the thing.
Oh gosh.
It dented my whole shit on top.
The first day
the
you got
first fucking day, Donna.
Holy shit.
And I was like, I was like, hey, you guys sold me a lemon.
Goodness. Yeah. And the fact that you still continue to pursue it,
I was destroyed. I was like, in my car, I was like, fuck! Fuck! Literally. Aww. And then you might have to adjust that audio.
Yeah, probably.
So, fuck! But literally, I was like so distraught because I was so happy on that same day. I'm like, this is it. This is the beginning. And then I fucking did that bozo move. Gosh. And then I was like trying to figure out how to get out. It was a busy day. People were pulling in behind me. People were honking at me. Yeah. I was like duress, straight duress. And, oh my gosh. And then I get out of my van. I pull over to the side. And I'm like trying to like back out, and it's like catching on the pillar, and it's like like pulling just like on the roof. And I'm like, fuck! So angry at myself.
Yeah.
So angry. And I didn't know why that had to happen. Maybe it was just like, hey, this is like, welcome. Welcome to van life.
I think it was kind of like a, how bad do you want it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because most people, they probably would have took that as a sign and been like, okay, I'm calling it quits. Like, this isn't it for me. Yeah. But the fact that you were still like, okay, I'm committed to this.
Donna, I had to drive against traffic on the way out of this fucking thing, and I was scraping the top pillars
the whole time.
Each time, and there's only like 3 or 4, luckily, and everyone was looking at me. Everyone was looking at me, and I was just like, this is stupid. I don't know why I deserve this right now, but I do, and I fucking hate myself. And then I stop, and the traffic flow, I need to go out the way I came. So I had the security guard like stop the flow of traffic so that my dumbass could pull out the reverse way instead of having to go all the way through. He's like, the dude was like, follow me, I will take you. And then
did he actually have that accent?
He did, yeah. He was Indian. And so he was like, follow me, I will take you. I was like, it's not gonna scrape, right? Like it's high ceilings. He's like, yes, you'll be fine. And then I'm driving and I'm following this dude, and it's like, yeah. And I'm like, this fucking guy does not know what he's talking about. I have to go back. So I reverse back, and then I go back to like, and I'm like, hey.
And you continue to scrape, even going backwards.
It was the worst, Donna.
And
that's all I have on that story.
That, and even like just the sound itself, I feel like would just continue to play back in my head. Yes. Yeah. Like, have you ever heard a car crash?
Yes.
That noise sticks with you for a long time. Gosh, I'm so sorry for you, but now it's like you've had a lot of good times with it though too.
And let me tell you, I've had multi-million-dollar views that I've paid 50, 60 G's for, like like not multi-million dollars, but like an abundance of multi-million-dollar views where like people you're buying a house for 20 million just to like wake up to this view.
Wow.
And I'm literally like, I got my door open, my captain's chair around, I've got cacao on the stove, like half cacao, half coffee. Yeah. And that aroma's brewing. Bosco's chilling, he's bundled up in his blankets. Aww. It's a cool like Pacific coast. Like I'm literally parked right on the cliff, and I can see down the coastline, and just these crystal blue waters. Like I forget what the waterfall is called, but it comes from like Big Sur, and then the waterfall like drops right on the from the mountain into the beach.
Oh God!
It's like fresh water that drops into salt water, And I'm just like reading a book. I've got like some hand pan music or like piano on in the back. Yeah. I'm warm, like I'm toast. Just like, it's so good. Yeah. And it's quiet. My phone's not blowing up.
It's and like true peace. True peace. Like. And did you have to pay to get to these views, or is it really you just did some research and found these places?
A lot of them you can just pull into the spot. Like if you do a little bit of research, not very hard, and you can be there as much as you want. Wow. You know, parking is a little tricky. Mm-hmm. You just have to be ninja with that. Yeah. But other than that, you're like.
Yeah, I bet you have a newfound respect for nature and just the world. I bet it really, really grounded you. I think that even like the way you describe it, I can feel the passion in your words from that, because you probably just recalling that memory and reliving it, and it sticks with you forever.
I remember so vividly because it was raining a little bit, and me and Bosco went out and we sat under this tree literally on the cliff in Big Sur, and I had my rain jacket on so I wasn't like getting soaked, and I was just doing breath work, and Bosco was sitting in my lap as the rain was like coming down, and it was so magical. Wow. And I just felt like I can still smell and feel the cold, wet air like coming in and like cleaning me out, cleansing. And I wouldn't like those memories. I cannot. It's funny because like I have people, they're like, oh, it's a little out of my price range, blah blah whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, you don't even understand. Yeah. Like if you knew what experiences that you would have, you would fucking be beating down my door with cash.
That's how you have to write the Craigslist.
Yeah. So. No, you're right. I'm gonna actually say that. I'm gonna need this. I'll
clip. Give you this clip so you can put it on.
Yeah, so I can remember it. I'll literally start like, if you knew the experiences that you would have, you would be beating down my door with cash.
Yeah, that's the ad, guys. I want to talk more about the relationships. Like, how difficult was it to develop deeper connection with people when you were traveling so much? Was that even possible?
Yeah, that's a great question. Immediately, I would say that I enjoyed for like several, like probably like a month or two of being, and it wasn't always like alone. I would have like friends that I would
meet up with
along the way.
Did you already have these friendships established before you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would just like, because I used to like drive around in my little Mazda 3 and like rip around and go like stay with friends for extended periods of time. You good?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Also, I think the mushrooms are. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not. I think they're kicking in a little bit.
Yeah.
Are they kicking in for you?
No.
I'm super lightweight, apparently.
Yeah, you might be feeling a little tingly.
A little bit. I hope I don't get a little sick.
No, you'll be good. I got you.
I always feel like a little bit in the beginning.
Grounded, healing energy. It's gonna make for a great Altered State podcast.
Yeah, Altered State.
I love that name, by the way. That's so
great.
good.
Dylan came up with it, actually.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm very excited. So I travel around, and then I was like, I'm going to do the same thing like in a van, then I can stay for as long as I want without feeling like I'm impeding on personal space. Ooh. I learned a lot about space while I was traveling in the van. Like just
for like other people's
my space, because like I had a little space, so I had to keep it neat and organized and stuff, but like other people, like I've had, I had moments of where my parents were like, hey, and looking back, I think they were going through their own thing, and then they just projected onto me. Yeah. Because I walked in the garage one day into the door, and I was like, fam, I'm here, which I could usually do on any given day, and they'd be like, you're here, randomly, like just drop out of the blue. And they're like, what the fuck? Give us a note. You need to let us know.
Really?
Next time. But I think that's because they were going through their little journey. Right. But yeah, relationships, I realized very quickly that when there was an extended period when I didn't have anyone, I was like just kind of traveling alone. And I realized how much I valued community. so much, and leaving Arizona and leaving like you and Dylan and Joey and Braxton, Ryan McBurney and Tim and Aaron and all the gang, like that, I felt that like big time, and I felt like I was missing out on a lot, but I also knew that I had you guys like anytime I needed to come back, you know? And so, relationship with self, like I'll go through two things. Relationships with friends enhanced, because I could drop in, stay longer, meaningful time without being like, I'm surfing your couch for a week.
So your relationships with friends got better. So you didn't actually lose friends during this process?
No, I didn't lose friends. I just lost like time with, like, say if I left Arizona, then I don't have like my time with my AZ friends and stuff. But like I always know that like wherever I am, my truest friends will always be there, and when I come back, we're gonna pick up like nothing ever happened.
Those are your true friends.
Those are your true friends.
Yeah.
Find those people. Keep them forever.
Yeah. Curious about the relationships with, as far as intimacy.
Yeah.
Because you were single all of that time. I mean, you just found Sam a couple months ago, right? For our annual camping trip, KOA. But yeah, you were single most of it. Did you date during that time?
No. This was a period where I was like, no dating unless it happened organically. Like I met this girl in Santa Cruz, and like she was playing with her dog on the beach, and then I was like, easy in. Well, I went into the water, and her dog followed me into the water. And
even easier.
I'm like, this is too easy. So I fucking grabbed the dog's ball, and then I just like throw it over and like almost like not hit her, but just like right at her feet. And and then like that was my Anna, and then it was like, we did end up going on a date. Whatever happened after that.
Did you take her home?
I took her home. Took her home to the van. It was the whole vibe, like on the beach, like good, like it was cool. Like
it was good.
Yeah.
So she already knew you lived in the van prior.
Yeah, she knew I was traveling in the van. Okay. And I told her like everything. That's the thing. Like you can't just like surprise people with that. I tried doing that.
Did you?
What was
that like?
Man, let me tell you, it's a very embarrassing story. Like I don't know how it led up to this, but this girl and I were like trying to like find a way to meet, and there was a whole like. It was almost like a skit leading up to this, and met her. It's so embarrassing. I literally like met her in like a Walmart because we were like playing. I'm like, okay, you're gonna pretend to do like here, and I'm like, you gotta we gotta find each other. It's like this time, and like we're gonna pretend that we don't know each other and whatever. So it was a whole thing, and like it was actually very like. It was very like but I don't think she was the right type of person. But she was in, but then she saw the van.
Did she dip out?
No, so we met each other, and it was like this funny, cute thing how we met. Because like, I'm not gonna meet somebody at a Walmart like without intention behind it. Yeah. So it was like a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Yeah. And so we're walking out. She's like, "Where's your car? Where's your truck?" And I'm all like walking, and I'm like, bloop. She's like, "Oh." Oh. And she's like, reaction? It was like an oh. It was like kind of like an upward inflection, but also like a fuck. It was like, "Oh fuck." Like I'm on a date with a serial rapist right now.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I can't even imagine what was going through her head.
On Halloween, and I would put free candy on the side.
Oh my god. I would have actually freaked out.
Yeah. So I said, "Hey, like just so like I'm traveling and didn't think." She's like, "Oh, okay, that's fun, whatever." And then like banter-wise, we actually really hit it off.
Oh,
like we were
good.
Really we were good. It wasn't awkward really at any time we went. We raced go-karts, whatever. Funny thing, she's Mormon, and like at the end of the night, I beat her ass in go-karts, And then I literally, like, the bet was like, okay, if I win, like, you have to, like, kiss me on the cheek and take a selfie and send it to your parents and say, Mom, Dad, I found the one.
No way.
Yeah.
And she did?
And she didn't. She backed out. And that's when I knew. Bitch.
Use a bitch.
Use a bitch. That's so funny. Yeah, she backed out on that, and then I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
You'd be like, yeah, you're not a woman of your word. Can't continue that.
Yeah. So
goodness.
Yeah, so that was fun, interesting. Nothing happened out of that. So those are like the only two dating instances, like dating things. Like I went on a date, but there wasn't any sort of like potential long-term relationship. But then I met Sam and at KOA, and I actually saved her life because she was gonna fucking sleep in her car.
Oh,
and then
the savior.
Yeah, so we had literally that was the savior.
That is a good end.
She was emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
And so I was like, hey, you can't sleep. You can't sleep in your car
without me.
But also like before that, like we like freaking madly hit it off. Connected hard, like crazy.
Yeah, I mean I witnessed it.
Yeah,
it was
she
really
she wasn't even gonna be there. Like we're at the campfire and it's like morning of day one, and Dylan's like, where's Sam? And you're like,
That's right.
Invited her, or maybe didn't.
I did.
You did.
I think Dylan was just trying to bring the group down because last year it was just so much people. We didn't want that this time, so he was just being very particular. But I was like, I feel like she would like it.
Yeah.
I feel like she should go.
That's great. She said that she had like a few loose like invites, so she's like, I don't know, like whatever. It doesn't feel like a concrete thing. And then I'm like, who's like, I don't know who Sam is. And you're like, Dylan's like, Sam's gotta be here.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm inviting her right now.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll see who Sam is. And then friggin' Sam pops up and I was just like, I was like, oh. This is the girl, like, I reached out to her while she's in, like, I followed her, she followed me. Yeah. She's like, I'm in Texas and there's nothing that I could do about it. And I literally just, like, messaged her.
Oh, so you had connected before?
When she was in the hospital, she ghosted me. She liked my message. But I was just like, hey, and she's like, I wasn't in the right mind. But I was like, hey, just sending you good energy, like, you're gonna make it through this, it's gonna make you stronger, blah, blah, whatever. Sam, she was like, your van is freaking sick.
That was her first reaction.
Yeah. And I'm like, yes, this is cool.
Like,
like, if she can accept that. Because, like, the girl who was like, yeah. Then I'm like, oh, well, you don't know what I'm building. Yeah. You don't know who I am. Yeah. You don't know how I, like, you don't know my heart.
Yeah. How did you battle that? Like, did you feel insecurities when you were
100%.
Yeah.
I felt insecurities when I was showing up to, like, literally anywhere. Because my insecurity was that my house was my car.
But you're traveling.
But I'm traveling, but like when I'm in Arizona and I'm like, I gotta take my van, or like if I'm here for like a couple weeks, and then like it just like bleeds into the...
Yeah. How did you break down your ego in that? Because I feel like, I mean, it is mostly an ego thing. I mean, ego is our protector of our traumas. It's like how we protect ourselves.
I love you, Donna. Yeah, I love you. This is great. And I know we're starting to like kick into the to the medicine here.
Stuff, yeah.
But
I don't feel like
it was the same.
Yeah.
It was a constant battle. It was a constant ego battle. Just like anything in life, it's like your ego's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you in a zone of comfort that is familiar, right? And even discomfort can be comfortable, right?
Yeah. I mean, with the right training. Yeah. Like, you have to expose yourself to it.
Right. 100%. I had to just accept that this is my life, and I chose it, and it's temporary.
Yeah.
And that I'm having a great fucking time. So what it had come down to was a shift in perspective.
Yes. That's the good stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Yeah, it's just shifting your perspective.
Yeah. And then it's like all of my insecurities became like bonuses. They became like highlights. They became like the good parts of me, and they allowed me to like open up and literally go inside, but also explore and generate experiences, and you know, God, it was so special. So special.
Do you feel like this van life has opened your heart more? Like you perceive life on such a lighter tone?
Let me tell you, the first time after like I spent like maybe a couple weeks in the van, and then I came and I stayed in like this little like small one of my friend's apartments. I was so grateful to have a shower.
Oh gosh.
I was in the shower with like water pressure, because I could shower out of my sink and stuff, but I have to do it outside, you know. And then I would shower in gyms and other stuff and like use like whatever. But I was so grateful to just have a shower. And then I'm sitting in this small apartment and I'm like, space!
Yeah.
I'm like, space, a couch, like these things, like comfort. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Teaches you.
Thank you. A washer and dryer.
Wow. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's the things that you think that you don't actually pay any mind to, because this just happens in your day-to-day, but when you take it away and it's given back to you, you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I think I had the same experience when I went home to the Philippines as an adult.
Yeah.
And I actually saw the like different type of poverty, like true poverty, not like I mean, we do have poverty here too, but it's different. You know, my family lives on top of a fucking ocean where their shithole is a hole that they cut into their house. Like that's their poverty, that's their reality. And when I saw that, I'm like, holy shit, like I am so grateful to be living in America. And it's no wonder they think that I live this glamorous life, because in comparison, I probably do. I mean, I have a house, I have a working toilet, like things that we should really be grateful for. So yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, I want to just ask you. Man.
So that's what you feel like it taught you mostly, is gratitude. And did it change your ideas of loneliness?
Yeah.
Did you feel lonely?
I felt so lonely.
Is that why you got Bosco? Wait, you had
Before?
Bosco?
No, I had Bosco. Yeah, Bosco is
okay.
a day one.
Bosco,
I got a photo. He's the size of that can. This can.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like which can?
Yeah. He's literally the size of a Coke can.
Oh,
I have the photo on my IG.
Isn't it hard to not squish the living shit out of them and kill them?
What? Okay, what? Let's
that?
pause. Let's pause here, guys. Let me just break the fourth wall and look right into the fucking camera. What is it with girls? And they're like, oh, it's so cute. You just want to murder them and bite their cheeks off.
Yeah, but in a very like sweet, I love you.
I love you so much I want to strangle you.
Yeah, I do that. I do it with Dylan. Like I'll grab his arm and like.
Oh yeah, his arm though. But like you grab his neck and you're like, it's a different.
That's a different type of.
He's a power bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what is a power bottom? I feel like we're getting into the altered state.
We'll talk about it. Let's wrap. Let's wrap. Like let's do the serious thing. And I don't know how long these go for, but
so there's a study that shows that humans live longer due to a sense of belonging within a community. Do you feel like you at all shortened your life by traveling so often and like not belonging to a community?
That's actually a really good question. Yeah. You know, on the loneliness thing, I was so lonely at one point, and I think that was the darkest moment.
Just sitting with yourself.
Yeah, because there's only so much like journaling that you can do. I was even lonely like while I was visiting my friends, because I was in Northern California, the literal COVID capital of the world. Of just people.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, just people who are like so paralyzed with fear. And so everyone is isolated on their own island, dying on the inside, literally rotting because of a flu that we have. There's,
we can dive into that.
That's
a whole
state.
Different, yeah, that's all state talk.
But like it broke my heart, Donna, because I saw these people losing their own soul.
And 100%. And human connection.
Yeah. And so I was in a place where my ideals, you know where we stand. We're very similar in that.
Yeah.
And I just feel isolated. I'm the bad guy because I'm not wearing a mask when I go into establishments, any of this stuff. People are literally like cussing me out. Like,
just
like
for not
shame
mask,
and like get out, like we're not gonna serve you, whatever. And so like this is all at that same time. And so I feel already like an outcast and in a foreign environment that I'm not supposed to be. And I was training jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. And even when like I would be with them and we had our whole thing, we'd have dinner together, we'd laugh, we maybe smoke, and then like then at the end of the night I would go back to my van. It'd be quiet. And then it's just me.
Yeah.
My little shell. And that really got to me. And that's when I realized, I'm like, dude, like this community thing is a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I knew it and I felt it. Like you know, like when you conceptualize, like, yeah, I got the concept like community, like we need that. But until you are without it, same thing as like, yeah, my arms and my legs. You know, but then like if you ever didn't have your arms and your legs and you have to really like sit with that. Like this is real.
Gosh.
You know?
Can't even imagine.
And so I would come back home and then it would just be silent.
Yeah. Would you leave after a night like that? Like would you just take your van?
Yeah, sometimes I had to like go like walk my dog.
I mean like drive to like another
I was broke, remember? I'm like, I gotta save money, gas, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I did break up that trip, because I was out there for 4 months.
Wow.
And I broke up the trip, and I went to, like, Big Sur, and that's when I had that, I could see the coastline, I was meditating in the rain, and all that stuff. And it was beautiful, so that helped me break it up. But yeah, I don't feel like I lost any of my life. In fact, I feel like I gained more of it.
Yeah, because your perspective shift. You have a gratitude for life and everything that you're doing. So now, I mean, you covered this in the beginning, but now you're considering or already in motion of not leaving the van life.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah. I know that I could potentially own one in the future.
But more like just for fun trips.
For funsies, yeah. Because like the thing, I realized I was like, full time. This is not it.
Yeah.
So what needs to happen is that I need roots first, and then I have the adventure vehicle.
Yeah.
So I did the adventure vehicle. I did it for a year, and when I was like, I got my fix on that, and then now I need a home.
Yeah.
And then I have the adventure vehicle.
Yeah.
And I'm established, and I can focus more on because my company was also ramping up at the same time. And so if I was just bopping around, internet,
I was gonna
trying to figure that out, like hotspot, all that stuff.
If you could part with some final words of wisdom for somebody who's either considering the van life or are probably already in it, what would you part them with?
You have to believe, and you have to more so like trust that it will work out. It will work out. If something's being called to your attention multiple times, I have this rule. When people tell me, if they're like, "Oh, have you read this book? Have you read this book?" Someone else like, "Have you read this book?" And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to like read this book.
Yeah.
And so I have the 2 to 3 book. If it's 3, it's guaranteed. If it's 2, I'm like inquiring about it. And then same goes with the principle of like, if you're thinking about doing something, you have to fucking do it.
If it keeps popping up.
Yeah. You have to go.
You gotta do it.
You have to. You will figure it out. Humans, evolution, our evolution is from figuring it out. It's from taking that next step into the unknown.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
And if you don't, you're robbing your soul from its purest expression.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself. You deserve so much more. You deserve everything that you're thinking about, that your mind is a transducer, it's a receiver, it's coming in. And there's a reason why these things are being called.
They're trying to find its way out.
They're finding their way in, and they're trying to find its way out, because the universe, we're just expressions. We're finding, like, we want to see and perceive like what we've created. That's why we're in this human body.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so to rob us, like our soul, our body, this mechanism that we have, it's so capable. And the thing that is crazy is that we limit ourselves in the mind, because we are like, oh, there's physical limitations.
Oh, yeah. Our minds are like the biggest liars.
Yeah, biggest liars. And so, but our souls are what? Infinite.
Yeah.
Boundless.
Yeah.
You are so much more powerful than you may currently know right now.
Yeah, that's good. And that is how we're going to have to end it, because there's nothing that can top that.
Yeah.
If there's anything else you take from this entire podcast, is that statement in and of itself.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you for doing this with me. I do feel the medicinal qualities
they're coming in.
Well, we're going to get into the altered state, but another super, super thank you for doing this with me. This was really powerful. It actually ended in such a more powerful note than I expected it to. And I'm so, so grateful for you. Your energy, your presence is infectious, as you were saying to me. I equally feel it with you, maybe even more.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I'm so grateful for you. This is such
grateful
a good
for you. Honor. And to the listeners, the subscribers, like, thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting this beautiful human being. Like, she is exactly as she comes in the flesh. So your dollars, your attention, your energy, whatever it is like going towards, like,
I'm just kidding.
Just know. Just know. Yeah. If you speak it for yourself, then it's kind of like, you bitch.
Yeah, it's true.
So let me do that for you, Donna.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Love you. Thank you.
Give me a hug.
Let's do that.